Yeah, Bridging the Gap. Nyomi Banks, the goddess. Tune in. Hey yo, Black, where we at? Elements. Got a problem? What's the issue? Ask Nyomi for advice, she will bless you. Is it sex, love, or relationships? If your spirits are down, you can get a daily uplift.
All right. It's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, and welcome to another episode of Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. This is where we talk about sex, love, and relationship, cultural differences, and much, much more. Wow, bridging the gap between them all while educating the world on sex, love, language, attitude, and spiritual growth. Tonight's topic, we are talking about coping with love during the COVID-19, during the pandemic. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to take a little quick break. I know we just started, but I have to go ahead and show my love to our sponsors, Sexy Is Cosmetics, and then I will come back and then we will start the show. Hey, it's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, and Sexy Is Cosmetic is our official sponsor here at Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. So you guys make sure you go by sexyiscosmetic.com and let them know Nyomi sent you. Get a great discount. They are naturally 100% organic, vegan. They sell everything from soap to scrubs to everything for you to keep you sexy always. Sexy Is Cosmetics. Use the code Ask Nyomi for a 10% discount. All right. So let me tell you this. Look, I have to laugh. So let me tell you, last week we had some technical difficulties. As we continue to grow, we're going to continue to have technical difficulties. So if you have not realized that we have kind of changed over to another platform, the other platform just wasn't working for us at this point in time. We're just not there yet. But we are here live at YouTube right now, also on a podcast, and I hope you're feeling it. So let me say this. First, I want to welcome back my co-host, Dog Pound Mike. What's going on, baby?
What's happening? Trying to make it work.
I see. We're going to get it, though. Right?
Yep. We all good.
Right. And I also want to shout out to my boys, the Elements, once again, for blessing me with that beautiful intro. Right. That beautiful intro. All right. So this is what I want to talk about. So let me tell you. All right. So let me tell you how the spirits, God, and everything be working with me. So for the past 3 weeks, when I knew that I was coming back to doing Ask Nyomi and adding on bridging the gap to it, I kind of had my mind set on that we were going to talk about, of course, sex, love, and relationship, as well as spirituality. And I was kind of going to start off with the more sexual stuff. And for 2 weeks, literally for 2 weeks, I've been asking questions on about threesomes because this is what my show was supposed to be, on threesomes. So, I do my morning prayer and meditation, and I'm sitting there talking. And actually, this is on Tuesday. So I'm like, I'm ready. I got my show all together for Thursday. I'm ready to go. I sit down and it was like, no, that's not what we're going to do. And I'm like, what are we going to talk about? Then all of a sudden it was like, you know what? We still going through COVID right now. And some friends of yours that have broken up in between that time, has gotten a divorce between that time, has gotten married, has babies. So the different thing, have lost loved ones throughout that whole time. And you understand, with the mental, the stressful that it came with them being during COVID and being in a house for so long during a relationship. So I figured, let's talk about that. Because guess what? I'm still gonna make it sexy. We still gonna make it sexy. Mm-hmm. And also we got a guest as well.
Yes, we do.
We got a guest as well who's gonna come in and is gonna share their how they were coping with it, right?
Yep.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do right now. First of all, we know COVID started back in 2020. Well, actually, they started saying things about it in 2020. So my thing is like, how did we get here? In the beginning, on how did we get here? I remember for me, I had started getting sick probably back at the end of 2019. Literally, it was like right after I had did a relaunch for my makeup line, a Kiss Cosmetic and a Kiss Men, and I had actually did a launch. Right after that launch, I started feeling a little funky, but I was okay. After Christmas and the New Year, I started feeling really, really bad. And when I say bad, I was like, bad. I thought it was the flu. I thought it was my bronchitis flaring up. I didn't know exactly what it was. So when I went to the doctor, I asked her, we thought it was the flu or whatever. So, they gave you that little, what's that pack? That little medical pack.
The Z pack.
Yeah, the Z pack. They give you the Z pack. She gave me the little, what's the name? I can't even think right now. The little inhaler. Yep. She gave me the inhaler and all of that. She said, take this, whatever, and then you should be good. I think I was good for one day. After that one day that I was good, before I knew it, I was knocked out. I could not breathe. I could not walk. I was literally like, because my equilibrium was off. So I went back to her like a few days later and I said, no, I think I possibly might have this COVID thing. And she was like, no, you don't have COVID. Have you traveled outside of the United States? And I'm like, no. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I remember going to get my nails done. And I remember, no shade, I swear this is no shade, but I'm getting ready to tell you what this young lady told me. Mind you, she's never told me. Now, I've been going there for almost 4 years since I moved here to Vegas, and she's never once told me to wash my hands before I sat down to get my nails done in the beginning. You know how they always tell you to wash your hands afterwards, but this time she was like, oh, no, go wash your hands. Go wash your hands. And I was like, oh, okay. She was like, yeah, because there's something going around. That is what she told me. And that was back in the beginning of December. Mind you, we really wasn't hearing anything about COVID in the beginning of December of 2019. And I'm just being honest. So I went to wash my hands and I was like, oh, okay. But then she kept having me wash my hands constantly throughout her doing my nails. Like, wash my hands, and then she would, dry them off and then go do one thing. And then she would have me go back again, wash them again. And I remember coming home like, that was weird. That was really weird. Like, what was going on? Fast forward a month later, here's COVID. Now, I don't know where it exactly started off from, but folks kind of knew what was going on beforehand. So I actually did a video in 2020. I believe it was like the end of 20 or the middle of 2020 about coping with COVID. And at that time, my middle baby, she was a senior in high school, and it literally kind of took her whole senior year away. For all of those that graduated in 2020, it literally kind of crushed them all. So at that time, everybody was kind of going through something mentally and emotionally through there, and really in relationships. And when I'm telling you, when relationships was going crazy, because folks were locked up in the rooms or locked up in their houses for a long period of time. So I want to know, I'm being nosy. I want to know what everybody's story was. You know what I'm saying? I want to know how you coping with it. And not only that, but I'm also going to tell you how I cope with it and give you my tips on how to cope with it, and also how you're going to keep it sexy in the bedroom while coping with COVID with your loved one, right?
Yep.
While you locked up for 24/7, even though some of y'all are out working and then some of y'all not, which I probably should be, but y'all know what I mean, right?
Supposed to be working.
All right, so this is what I want to do right now. Go back to the chats. I just saw the chats. I just saw my baby Tangy. Hey, Tangy, baby. I saw Tangy. Hi, Mark. Hi, Jewel, baby. Hey, Fletch, big Fletch, baby. Oh, my sissy here. Hey, sissy. Oh, and my TT here too. Yes, I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited. Yes, this is how I get when you see that big old smile. Yeah, and did y'all see I got a new queen on today? Y'all like her? Wait, let me take my headphones off for a second. Y'all like my new queen?
Blue Queen.
Blue Queen. No, that's not what we're going to call her. We're still trying to figure out a name for her. But if y'all can give me any suggestions of a nice little name for this queen, she's nice, short, bob, real sexy like that. But that's my new queen. But welcome everybody that is in my chat room. I truly appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, can you share it? Share, tell them to come on over here. We talking some good stuff over here. We talking some good stuff over here. Ain't that right, Mike?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Thank you, Mark. Hey, Bronson. I just want to shout out everybody right fast before we get on to the next one. So I hope you guys had a chance to look at the replay, the edited version of last week's show, of Self-Love. That was truly, I enjoyed doing that show. I enjoyed editing that show. I'm actually thinking about continuing on to bring a blog in there as well as giving up my 5 tips and all that other good stuff on the blog on asknyomi.com. And I also want to say this before I go. I want to thank everybody that had little suggestions. Thank you. I'll take them all day. I will take those suggestions. And yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I tend to check myself and say, but yes, I will. All right, so let's do this. I don't know if James is here right now, but we're not going to bring him in just yet. No, we're not going to bring him in just yet. We are not going to bring him in just yet. All right, so I talked to you guys about the YouTube post that I got, and it was coping with the pandemic there. And I guess I really want to know, as you are in a relationship, and even not in a relationship or by yourself, what is it that you do to kind of cope with being in that space? It was something that I had gotten about a few months ago in one of my morning sessions, is what I called it. And I was getting all these different messages and all these different, type of cards. And one of the things is they were telling me about fear. And with fear is the unknown. And with that what causes a lot of mental anguish, anxiety, all of those things. So what I want to do is, in every show, I'm going to bring in my elements. And if you saw last week's show, my elements are mind, body, and soul. And when you put in mind, body, and soul with anything that you do, for me, that makes you a better you. That's bridging that gap in between all of those things, when you start to understand those things that are going on from here, and all of here. Y'all understand what I'm saying? All right. So these are my elements. So my very first one is mind, and that's the mental. And as I spoke before about the fear and the unknown, and it was said to me that this is what our gratitude in us to be gracious to our fear. And I know you're like, Nyomi, why are you saying that? Why should we be thankful for our fear? Because our fear is what protects us. Our fear is that comes up, that wall that comes up, that kind of gives us that second for us not to do, but it also can be the one that's right there. But the thing is that we have to learn is that what we can't control, we can't worry about. And when you become worried, that's where fear takes hand, and that's when the unknown. And I know it sounds easier said than done, but these are things that we need to practice every day. Like last week, I was talking about self-love and thinking of different things that's happened to you, but also thank your fear, because it has protected you through these times. And so for me, that's what that mental aspect of is, just start to be very gracious. And I know you're like, gracious for the COVID and pandemic. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But find what's the good in that, if that makes sense. Find what was the good in that. Like, you got to spend a lot of time with some family members that you wasn't. Hopefully you got to learn from those people. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I've been doing throughout my journey, is trying to find the good in something that is bad and terrible, so I can wake up in the morning and be able to smile and be happy that day. You understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
I totally understand.
You get what I'm saying? All right, so now we're going to go to the body. All right, so y'all know I'm certified. I've been taking these other extra classes and courses and stuff like this on love, sex, and relationship coaching and all of those things. And one thing that I did learn, and I should have known this from my little one, because she likes to give huggies. And I know you guys saw me post this past week about hugs brings down anxiety, and it also brings down the blood pressure.
Hmm.
Yeah, it brings down the blood pressure. And let me tell you how. I got my notes here. Hold on a second. I want to make sure. So they said body hugs. As many hugs as you can get masked and all get them from your loved ones to help decrease anxiety and blood pressure. When you hug someone, your levels of oxytocin go up. This hormone helps reduce cortisol in the body. Y'all know what that means? So if it helped the blood to bring it down, so that means that bringing your blood pressure down. That means that bringing that anxiety down. So it is healthy to get that hug. And what I read is that 20-second hug is a good hug. It's a good hug. And then for all of my people that live out there by yourselves, that live alone, hug your pillow. And I meant to bring a pillow down here so I can hug it for 20 seconds and really see how I feel, because I get good hugs from my baby girl. At least 5 or 6 of them a day. But do that. Like literally do that. Hug that pillow, because I know I have a lot of men out there and women that are lonely at this time. Grab that pillow and just hug it for a good 20 seconds where it can just release some stuff. Just release it. Release it, right?
And you know, then when they're coming out with that new electronic hug thing, I think Facebook Meta is putting it out there that you get these jackets. And
really?
You can talk to somebody online, you put this jacket on, and it's a vibration like they're hugging you. So
nice.
That adds to what you're saying about the hugs. They're very important.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So I hope I don't get banned for this. So I'm about to tell you something. So one of my good girlfriends, Miss Kylie, Miss Kylie over there, she had told me about, it's actually a service that people have, that they are professional huggers. Like literally, you can go look online and find a professional hugger. That someone you will, they pay you a certain amount of money to hug them. Like literally, if you go Google it right now.
Oh no, I need a part-time job.
For real, really go. You can get big teddy bears. That's a side hustle.
Please, Big Mike hugs.
Right, please. You can. Hey,
let me get that site started. Big Mike hugs. Dog pound hug. Woo woo.
But no, in all seriously, yes. Hugs does it well. I have me a few daily, and I love it. And that may be why I'm so happy at times, because it does. So I don't know if you next to your man or any of your kids or your mama or whoever like that, give them a hug. And if you're sitting there by yourself watching me, grab that pillow, hug it. Don't hump it, hug it. Hug it. Hug it. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick little break. I do have an Ask Nyomi letter for you guys as well, and I want to get your input in, as well as we're going to bring our guest in, and he's going to tell. We got social connection going on. We got my top 5. So we got a whole lot of stuff going on. The show is moving, and I love it. We going? All right, this your girl, Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap, and we are taking a break. All right? I'm a OG boy.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. OG boy. Day we hustle, but the night we OG boy. Know that they ride.
All right, so I guess we are going to go to social connection. I guess we're not. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you. I'm about to put Dog Pound Mike on it. We can't have no more cocktails for you until after the show, until we get this going right here.
I thought this was my favorite.
Wait, no.
We missed one thing on your element. We went to the spiritual side.
We did?
Yes, we did.
Oh yeah, we sure did. Well, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing my job. I get paid tomorrow, I hope.
Why, thank you so much. But he absolutely right. We did. We missed the soul part of it. And, along with your prayer and your meditation, what always been good for me? Is music. Music has always been good for the soul. Like literally, like I spend times and hours just dancing, whether it's a spiritual dance, whether I'm trying to twerk, whether I'm doing the running man or whatever, it helps so much to kind of get just spiritually connected with yourself. You know what I mean? Just loving yourself in that manner. And the thing is that we need all of this, especially if we're trying to cope with COVID. We're not able to see, some of us not able to see our loved ones. You know what I mean? You know, especially, and I didn't want to go so down here with this because we've lost a few people. I've lost a few people during the COVID. Also, I know Dog Pound Mike has lost a couple of people during COVID. And it was the hardest time because, you know, when we lose loved ones, you know, where we gather and celebrate is at funerals. And as at one time, we could not do that. So how do you console each other when you cannot reach out and touch them? You know what I mean? Well, do me a favor, go to the chats. Let me see what everybody's talking about over there at the chats. Thank you. All right, so Mark Dehan said he stayed in contact every day using WhatsApp. Little message every day to my girl. That helps sex, and that's what I'm talking about. It actually, and let me tell you this. Somebody that can't old school, like I really am. I'm old school. I used to say old school, new school, but I can't say that no more. I'm old school now. And with the sex scene, especially if it's with my man, that is such a turn on because sometimes you take that man to a whole nother place. You know what I mean? Or sometimes that woman, you could take them to a whole nother place. And I love that. So thank you for that, Mark. Thank you. Thank you for that. Hey, Charmaine, honey, how you doing, baby? Yeah. So with that, with the music, I love that. So I want you to go up some more. Yeah, thank you. Okay. All right. I see all of y'all. I see y'all. Hey, Pablo Martinez from Orange County. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, thank you. All right. So now that so what we're going to do right now is we're going to bring, we ready to bring our guest in?
Yeah, let me get some.
Okay, so we're gonna bring out now. Let me tell you about my guest right here, James, and I'm not even gonna mess up his name, his last name. It starts with an AC, yeah. But I've known James for a long time. He used to have a podcast that I'm not sure if he's still back up because I know everybody kind of went on a hiatus for a little bit. But he had this great little sports show years ago that I was a guest on, as well as he was one of the winners from my Win a Date. When I used to do for the Papa Lock Foundation, every year I used to do an NCAA tournament that they would, you know, buy a raffle ticket, and they would do a pool. They would do a pool bracket, and every year somebody would win, and I would fly to their city, and they would take me out to dinner as a day. Yes, a dinner. That's it. Well, none hanky panky going on. Well, none of that. They would take me out for the dinner, and he was one of the lucky winners. But I had knew him before that as well. And so I had post up on social media, and we're gonna come to social connection in a minute. But I had posted up, you know, with dating during COVID versus doing before. Did I say before? Yeah, dating before. And it was something that he surprised me for during that time. Like a few months, he said before he had gotten married through that time, and they're still going on strong. And for them to be, you know, newlyweds during this time and really trying to get to know, I really want to know, how did that go? Like, was y'all really doing your thing? Like, was there any ups and downs? Like, what was happening? So do we got James on the line?
We're waiting for him to hit that link.
Well, not yet. But that's what I would say. So I actually got a lot of people that wrote in and said some very great response. Really some great response. And I'm going to share them with you. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to share those with you. So we kind of have like a little downtime right here, huh? Yeah, so this is probably where we need to have some music at or something like that. Or something like that. Okay, hold on. I'm looking. Like right now, I probably need a little theme music. Like I'm looking. Now, if I get up and start twerking, then it's something really wrong, ain't it? All right, here I go. All right, so one of my lawyer listeners and followers said actually they happy they was separated and they're clearing. Let me see. They say happy separated and clearing my way out for greater blessings. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let me know if y'all heard that. Oh, thank you. And the next one said, okay, I had one. Hold on. I'm having some technical difficulties with my phone right now. And right now we are not talking about elements of the COVID. We actually trying to get our guest on right now to get it going. So like I said, please bear with us as we are trying to get the hang of this live all together, trying to do the thing. But I had another guy, he said, I got with my girlfriend right before COVID started and we are still going strong. So there are still some relationships are really doing their thing and I love it. I actually got one from a young guy who said that he had a neighbor moved in and he was actually introduced to his neighbor's best friend.
Right.
And now they moved in together. So they live together, they live together now. So one thing is I want to say thanks to everybody that has, interacted with me on these. So one guy said, which is very good. He said that during the COVID, he said, what has been very unmotivating to approach and meet women with the mask on. It was one time that when I was walking, because usually when I see somebody, I'm either greeting them with my eyes or I'm greeting them with a smile. And for so long, you were, walking around and it seemed like to faceless people. Mm-hmm. That's what it seemed like to faceless people, like no one had any emotions or anything behind because you could not see those smiles. You really could not see those eyes because with the mask, yeah, they're right here. But in the eyes, they were like everybody was in fear and was so dead. So there was nothing.
Did nobody even look at you?
Right. No, would nobody look at you? First of all, we had to be 6 feet and further from each other to be able to communicate with each other. You know what I'm saying? So, it was like, wow. Like when he said that, I made a little joke and was like, wow, interesting. I said, because once the mask go down, you don't know who you found. And that was just a joke. But then let's be real, because you don't. Once that mask comes down, you don't know who that really person really is. You know what I'm saying?
Here go a good comment from Mark, and you can read it out.
Okay, dating during COVID for me, whenever we were physical together, we really get close. We rediscover each other in another way. I love that. And that's a little bit of part of one of my 5s. I love that, Mark. Thank you. I love that. Yes, I love that, Mark. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. Yes. Yes, the mask is, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. All right, so I'm just reading James 1's his right now about him getting married. I'm just going through this, and I guess I just really just bounced all the way over to social media, to social connection. All right, so I had a little funny. I never had a personal film down date that hurt me a lot. All right, so I do professional film down. I hadn't done it in a long time because of COVID. But in me doing that, in a film dom, in a BDSM, there is a lot of pain that goes with it. Y'all not ready for this. He not ready for that. He's not ready for that. But it was a lot of people that said that a lot of them didn't have any love beforehand. A lot of people are afraid to date even online because some people are not real online, meaning that, and I know I'm for one that I get a lot of stalkers, a lot of people that pretend to be something that they're not. And then when you find out, then, it's crazy. For me, honestly, I haven't dated really like looking for a date in over 10, 15 years. I have my own thing going on. And so honestly, I don't know what it feels like to be out there looking for someone special for you. So I do. My experience come through my friends and family. That is what my experience go through with them with dating. All my things is my experience is that I have been able to hold on to a relationship, and our relationship has been ours. whether it has been an open relationship or whatever, it's been our relationship, and we've been doing damn good with it too. We've been doing damn good with it too. But I really, I guess wanted to just encourage everybody is that when looking for someone, and let's go back to last week's show, really kind of make sure you know who you are first. So you know who it is that you're looking for. Because once you start to find out who you are, then a lot of stuff that you would accept before or you would overlook before when looking for someone, you wouldn't even be bothered to find that, find that person. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question, Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
The question is like with the COVID, everybody got to interact online. When you're online, social media and all these things, people can be whoever they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably made it a lot harder for people to date during the COVID if it's someone they never know. Because I've seen some stories where people got married after COVID just by meeting somebody online.
Right. I mean, I totally. Okay, this is the thing, and I think somebody else said, I don't know if it was Mark or somebody else on here said it, that it's hard because you don't have that instant connection, that you can't take a person out on a date, that you can't, do that. But also what it can do too is that if you are having those Skype sessions or those Zoom sessions or whatever, you can actually sit and talk with that person and get to know them on a more mental, educational, on that level before you even get physical. Right. So even you can kind of take it from that,
I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So guess what? I don't think we have a guest today.
Yeah, for some reason, James having a little problem. Getting on this new topic, on this new set, but we'll work it out. Like I say, we'll work it out, but we can keep rolling.
Yeah, we can keep rolling. All right. So I already said something about social connection. Come on, give me, because I made these graphics. Give me my graphics. See, he ain't giving me my graphics. That wasn't my graphics. I need my graphics. Where my graphics at? Where my big one? My big graphic. Where my big graphic? Social connection opener. Where that at? I need that. See, I hear that thing. I'm gonna have to take that cup away from Dog Pound Mike. But we already started reading some of our social connection, and I want to go to another one. And this was did you lose a loved one during COVID? And so what I did with this one is I wanted to see the percentage rate on how many people lost loved ones. And like I spoke before, is that we all lost a loved one some period of time, some not due to COVID, but some during COVID. We lost a few members of our family to cancer, and to some other things. But it was hard. It was really, really hard. Really, really hard. Really hard. But let's do this. I was going to say, let's go to a break, but let's not do this because I don't want to lose our guest. So I guess James is on right now. So James, how you doing, baby?
Testing. Can you hear me? That's a yes.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good, baby. How are you? Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. But first and foremost, congratulations to you and your AVN Hall of Fame nomination. Yes.
No, it ain't a nomination, baby. I've been inducted, and I totally forgot
That's what I meant.
That.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I forgot.
Let me correct myself.
It's an induction, baby.
An induction. The GOAT got another one. The GOAT got another one. Thank you. I've been on saying that for years. Yes. So yes, thank you for letting me be on the show. It's a pleasure as always.
Oh no, I mean, thank you. I came last minute, like I said, this show came to me on Tuesday, and I was just trying to figure out how can I put it all together. And then when I started putting up the post, and you wrote in and you said the job, was like, wait, hold on. And we go back and forth, talk all the time. And not once did you tell me that you had got married. So congratulations.
Thank you. Going on to year 4 this October. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how has that been?
Oh, it's been wonderful. Definitely better than the first time. Uh, who says you can't go back? Who says you can't go back?
Wait a minute, you said
Yes.
go back. So y'all were married before and got a divorce?
No, meaning going
Oh,
back to
okay.
the marriage game. That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
okay. See, I had
No,
to make
no,
sure.
no. Otherwise, I would never went back. Uh, it took me to find someone very special to even dip my toe in the water of the world of
Okay.
marriage. But
Okay.
yes, but to go back to your question, yes, when I got married, it was in 2018, so it was still a little over 2 years before this pandemic started, and
Mm-hmm.
at the time, everything was going well as
Mm-hmm.
it should. And then it's funny that you were talking about that December of 2020 because my wife,
2019. Mm-hmm.
yes, 2019, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
2019, I'm a little rusty. In 2019, when my wife actually came down what we figured was the flu. But
Mm-hmm.
when she was going through it, because she was a former nurse,
Okay.
she was saying how it seemed a little more longer than usual
Mm-hmm.
when she was going through, with the flu. So as time went on, and fast forward, 3 months or so later, and then this COVID came out. We still don't know to this day, but we think she might have had it.
Yeah,
We think.
yes, she did. Yes, she did. And let me tell you why. Because when I had it, like I was down for like 25 days.
Yeah.
I was down for a
Mm,
long time. And so, of course, at that time, they didn't even have tests to even let you know if you had COVID. Let's be honest. So they were just
exactly.
trying to treat flu or whatever it was. But the following year, around the same time, literally, I got COVID again. And it felt
Mm,
the same damn, excuse me, way.
hmm.
Literally, like I thought that I was dying. I literally thought that I was dying. So I knew that I had COVID before, but they just couldn't officially say it because they didn't have any tests.
Right.
And then I felt come around the next year at the same time, it was COVID then. Literally, my whole household got COVID after that, from that. And it was
Wow.
like, wow,
Mm,
yeah. Yeah. I guess so.
that's
This is my
crazy.
question for you. So, because really, even though y'all been together for like a year and a half before COVID hit, but you guys were still newlyweds. So now
Hmm.
I'm assuming when lockdown happened and y'all in New York. So shit was really happening really hard in New York. How was y'all coping as being in a new relationship, now married, and now being up under the roof for almost damn near 24/7?
Well, actually, the time that I got married in 2018 of October, I actually moved out of New York. So I'm actually away. I was away from the headquarters of the pandemic at the time, although I still had my family members still
Mhm.
there going through that terrible time.
Right.
And it was tough being away, knowing what was going on. And at the time, um, none of them actually got it
Mhm.
until actually recently, this coming year, they did. A couple of my
Mhm.
siblings did, but
Mhm.
they're doing much better. But when it came to us, actually, it made our relationship stronger.
Oh,
It's
that's
funny
good.
because yeah, it is good. It's a blessing actually. It's funny when not funny, haha, but funny, ironically, that when this started happening, you got to see who really was down for somebody. So in other words,
Mm.
certain people in relationships were probably together for a long time because they didn't really spend a lot of time with each other because
Mhm.
whether they were so busy or what have you, I don't know.
Mhm.
That's everybody's different, of course.
Mhm.
So when it came to us, we were already grounded by always spending as much time as we can. So when this pandemic started, we were already strong, and it just made us even stronger. Especially when we have our daughter and our grandson with us too at the same
Okay.
time.
Okay.
So, it made us actually closer. Where other people, it went the other way. Unfortunately, for most parts, divorce rates ran up,
Mhm.
and people, went their own way. Unfortunately, but with us, it actually bonded us even more together. And at the same time, I was very fortunate. I was still able to make a living, actually, even during that time. So
you was a professional hugger.
big time. My wife would tell you. My wife would tell you. My wife would tell you. She's like, "Oh, you just so silly. You hug me too much." But I say, I can't hug you if you're lovable.
But see, that's probably why y'all going strong, because you was giving out hugs.
Yes, I'm actually a team hugger. By the way, I'm also a proud member of Team Old School. That's me too. So Team Old School all the way. You know, we might not look it, but we are proud members of it. Thank you very much. So anyway, yeah, it actually, you actually make a great valid point. Is that if you, I'm not trying to speak for everybody, but if you don't have that grounding at the start of your relationship, where you have that strong bond, where it's more than just sexual. Of course, sex is part of it. But if you don't have the rest of the whole package, of having each other's back, you're your soulmate, and all this other, that, and the third, it's not going to work. So when trials and tribulations really come at you, and especially something like this that no one saw coming, it really shows how strong the bond is. So I'm blessed, and I wish everybody could go through what I went through, actually. Unfortunately, with other people, and my condolences to you and to Mike. That's terrible. And to people out there that went through loss, because losses are terrible regardless. But when it comes to something like a pandemic, it's even worse. So my condolences.
Right. Well, thank you. And also, let me say, because I was saying that you had your podcast. I keep saying because there's something going on behind me. That you had a podcast.
It's not me. Not my fault. Not me this time.
Right. Is your podcast still going on?
I actually came back on the air on Heaven Hollywood's network. So I kind of did it. I came back on the air actually. What was it, during last year? Like in around, actually about a year ago. IE Network, actually, that I was on. Shout out to the Clark brothers, by the way. Heaven and West.
Yes.
They're great guys. They're great guys. Very talented too. And they're great guys. But with everything that's going on, and I'm a family man. Now, who would have thought I'd be a family man? But with a family man and being responsible, I'm always that type where, and this for a fact, being on my show a couple of times, when I put my focus on something, it's 100%. It's never halfway. It's not 75%. It's not 90 or even 99. It's 100%.
Right.
So when I can only do what I could, I felt it was cheating. Like it wasn't fair. Like I want to give my audience the best, which I did the best I could, of course, but I wanted to where I had it before, where I was like constantly every week, boom, boom, guest after guest, boom, boom, doing my own thing, creating my own content. So when you're focusing on your family, making sure everything is good, that gets put in the back burner for now. But does it mean I won't be back? Never say never.
Right. And speaking of podcasts, actually tomorrow night, I want to just say this, jump on this. Tomorrow night, I will be at Hot Sugar.
Yes.
Hot Sugar with the beautiful India Morel.
Yes.
And Ralph over there interviewing. This will be my first interview in years. I haven't done an interview in years. So
it's probably my show.
Yes, it's been a long time. It truly has been a long time. So yes, she is also another 2022 inductee in the AVN Hall of Fame. So congratulations to her as well. Make sure you guys check her out. I don't have an exact link of it, but I will be posting it up tomorrow with it. And you guys come over and check out the interview that she's doing right there. And also go check out her podcast and her radio. I believe they're right on YouTube as well, doing live interviews and stuff like that. And she's been down a long time. I love her. Like literally when I first got into the industry, she was one of the first female porn stars that hired me besides Vanessa Blue. And I, kind of looked at them like, wow, they were coming in already doing, well, for me, it was like they were doing content, and it was good to see Black women that looked like them, that were doing their own thing. So
Absolutely.
That's the India baby. So I'll be on over there with her tomorrow as a guest on her show tomorrow. As well as Saturday, I will be with Mr. Troy Rollins.
Wow, you're all over.
Yeah, comedian. Yeah, I'm doing my little media tour right now.
Worldwide. Yeah, how about that?
Right, a little media tour. And then next week I will be on, I want to make sure I said it today, Hotspot. I believe that's what they is, Hotspot. But Hotspot Lounge, I believe that's what it is. And if I'm not, somebody correct me later. But I'll probably speak more about them next week when I have my show next week. But I just want to make sure that I gave those shout outs to those 3 podcasts right there, because I've saw how India grew her podcast before and everybody kind of shut down around the same time. I saw literally how, Troy Rollins, at one time, Troy Rollins came over to Chocolate Radio at one time. He came in and did right back out. But he came in and he kind of showed me some things while he was coming in. And I kind of watched the Hotspot for a couple of years, and I kind of watched how they show love to the performers and the stars in the adult entertainment. So I kind of like that because they really dealt with them very carefully, and I like that, as well as allowing them to be them as a whole. So I felt like if I was going to do anything, let me go with them first, those first 3. And then let me kind of move myself around, because I'm trying to get Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap out there, because I'm trying to get it out. Well, I'm going to get it. I'm not going to say try. I have to try out my vocabulary. Right. So,
Correct
to
yourself.
kind of get folks to know and understand exactly what it is and who we are. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. But it's funny, when you were talking about that with Troy, that's what my show was all about. When I had you on the show and other people from the adult industry, whether they were the adult industry or not, I treat them all the same as human beings.
Right.
And when you listen to my show, it was like eavesdropping on a conversation. There was no like some agenda pushing or anything like that.
Right.
So that's something I was proud of. And when people like you and others have told me, hey, that was good, I really enjoyed being there on your show, that really makes me feel good. That's what I wanted. I wanted people to see, you're all human, unlike what some people think, but
because
you're all yeah, y'all have feelings too. Last time I checked, you bleed red, right?
I hope they're human doing all that sex.
Wow.
I know, exactly. So it's like, exactly, Mike. So it's like, I'm proud of that, because that was something where I point that out to everybody, and we have fun. We have fun, and it was cool, and that's something I'm very proud of, and that's something that some sort of legacy I leave behind. So that's cool.
Right. But you know what, Jace? I don't mean to cut you off, but thank you so much for being. Actually, you're my very
problem.
My very first guest. Because guess what you just did? You just popped my cherry, baby. You just popped my cherry at my
yes. Standing ovation, everybody. My dreams have come true. I popped Nyomi's cherry. Ain't that wonderful? Yes, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it.
No problem.
Yes,
Dave. No problem.
I love you so much. Hey, Mike, you doing all a great job. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm supporting y'all. You know that. Love y'all. You're doing your best, Mike. You're doing your best. Love you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
All right.
Bye. Keep it sexy.
See, he taking my shit now. All right, guys. This is your girl, Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. That was Mr. James Ace, a really dear friend of mine from, like, telling you when it came in the industry, he showed much love, and he came from the sports side of everything. So he showed a lot of the young ladies a lot of the adult entertainment love, as well as going to it. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna show our sponsors Sexy Ears, and then we're gonna come back with my 5 tips on how to keep it sexy in your love life while being locked up 24/7. Hey, it's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks. And Sexy Is Cosmetic is our official sponsor here at Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. So you guys make sure you go by sexyiscosmetic.com and let them know Nyomi sent you. Get a great discount. They are naturally 100% organic, vegan. They sell everything from soap to scrubs to everything for you to keep you sexy always. Sexy Is Cosmetics. Use the code Ask Nyomi for a 10% discount. All right. Thank you to Sexy Is Cosmetic. That is our first sponsor, and I thank them for coming out and helping. Oh my God, that was love for a sister girl. And actually, I use their charcoal soap, and that is all that I use when I'm cleansing my face now. And it does wonders for me. It really does. It does great wonders for me. All right, so let's do this. We're talking about Nyomi's top 5. We're coming down. So Nyomi's top 5 is tips for keeping it sexy in your love life during COVID. All right, so my number 1, and this is for you guys to be creative. Be creative. And if you had, first of all, let's do this. Let's give a sister. If y'all got kids, put them to bed early. Put them to bed early so y'all can start spending time with each other. You understand what I'm saying? Spending time with each other. Spending time with each other. But 1, be creative. I don't know if you got backyards or if you got patios or, the little decks, the balcony decks or whatever. Maybe do a picnic. You know what I'm saying? Like a nice little picnic, or do a dinner or something like that. Like that. That's my number 1. Be creative in it. That no, you don't have to go out, but use what you have within your house to be able to bring that romance and that sexy back in there. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So number 2. All right. Number 2 is dress up and role play. Look, once y'all shut them bedroom doors to y'all doors, I don't know if you ladies got wigs on, but you see, I wear a wig all the time. I got about 250 different queens and counting. So I could be 250 different people for my man. So today I can be Regina. Tomorrow I can be somebody else.
That's people going crazy.
For real, could be somebody else. And let me tell you something. I'm about to just add this on. So ask them, what kind of attitude you want? What kind of attitude you like in a woman? Write it down. Write each one of them down. Put them in a little hat. Pick them out. Seriously, I kid you not. Pick out them different little what's the names and have them, and just go from there and be like, oh shit, who is this? Baby, you want to name me? What's my name tonight, baby? And let them name. And let them name you. Like really.
Come home. I want you to come home, cook me some food so I can watch the game.
Right. I can't believe this is happening. Right. All right. So my number 3 is, all right. So this is one that's very serious, and I kid you not. So I heard when James said that for them, it made them stronger by them. And it's like, you got to have that foundation, when you're in a relationship for it to kind of sustain those trials and tribulations. But can we be honest? When you go out into this world and you're working for those 8, 9, 10, 12, 20 hours a day or whatever, you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you do miss that connection and you miss knowing that person, because you do have influences from other people. And sometimes we grow differently by what we do in life, what influences a life. And sometimes when we together, maybe for kids or whatever, you kind of go like this. So things are not right. So in this time that you are sitting there and you are locked in that space with each other, this is a time where you can reintroduce yourself to each other. And what I mean by that is, yes, let's sit and talk. Let's talk about what I like now. Because when you met me 15 or 20 years ago, that ain't the same person. So let me tell you what I want now, or what I like now, what turns me on now. But even you can make a game out of it. Remember when I said about writing on a piece of paper about the attitudes or whatever? Different parts of your body part. Put them in a bag, both his and hers, and begin to do things, either lick her on the shoulder or on the ear or whatever, to find out what turns you on so they can know what turns you on. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean when I say reintroduce yourself to each other. All right, so my number 4 is experiment with new things. Experiment with new things. All right, so I'm going to say this. You're going to experiment with new things because it's time for you to elevate them sex numbers. So if you was a 2 before COVID, you should be a 10 going out. And let me tell you why. And I might be very biased with this one. Y'all need to watch porn together. And if your family and you on here watching, don't go watch my shit. But go watch somebody else's stuff. And I'm being very, very honest. Sometimes it can be very educational to watch a lot of that stuff because it can enhance in your sex life. And I'm being very honest. I get lots of mail DMs and all from couples saying how that helped them, especially in the bedroom. You understand what I'm saying? So even if y'all can try a new thing, try to reenact it, challenge yourself and see, can I do that what they just did? Don't try to hurt them, but try it. See what it do. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear you.
Experiment with new things with each other. Now we're talking about how to make it sexy during the COVID, right? Let me tell you again, put them babies to bed early. Put them babies to bed early. And if you got other
babies after COVID.
Hey, it has been.
A lot.
In the beginning, it was like a big ass baby boom going on. That's because they was, hey, but I bet you they all like, shut up. That was not right. Okay. I had to like, ugh. Okay, and then my number 5 is a simple Netflix and chill. Seriously, this is where you get up under the covers. You know, you and your baby, y'all spooning together. The next thing you know, he take his hands, he start rubbing on something. We start to begin to part. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, if you take your head back there, y'all know what I'm talking about. And she gets the rubbing up under the whatever. That's the Netflix and chill.
Hope they ain't watching Ozark.
That's that Netflix and chill. So y'all, that is my top 5 tips. And I'm telling you because I use them my damn self. My top 5 tips are keeping it sexy in the bedroom during COVID. All right, guys. So look, we're coming to the end of the show. It's been great. We've been having our oops and ups, but it's been good. I want to go to my chat real fast. I want to thank y'all all. Hey, Joseph, baby, I see you. Hey, Naveen. I hope I said Nevin, right? I hope I'm saying it right. Can we scroll up? Jeffrey, baby, how you doing, baby? Thank you again, James. My baby Charmaine. Auntie Debra, I see you. Bridget, hey, baby. Charmaine, you always show much love, baby. Mark, thank you. Thank you so much. Let me see. I don't know what that is, but thank you, baby. Thank you.
Japan.
From Japan, thank you. I'm international, baby. No. Could you scroll up some? Thank you so much. Bronson, thank you so much. So let me just say, Bronson said he had several first dates using a webcam, eating dinner and talking. Very interesting. I like that. I like that. You know, I would love to know did you have any great connections? Like through those dates, did you have a connection with any of them? If at all. Right. Okay. All right. All right. So again, thank you so much for coming. I don't have really no Nyomi moments right now. I don't. But you know what? Next week, make sure you guys tune in. I'm back here, same time, same place at 6:00 Pacific Standard Time. Again, make sure you go check out. Follow us at Ask Nyomi. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm trying to build those pages up. Go check it out. Make sure you subscribe here, share it, like, even give me a comment. But remember what I said, keep the comments sexy. Keep the comments sexy. I love that we are on here doing our thing. Next week, Mike might not have nothing to drink, so we might be flowing a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But again, make sure you guys, if you guys have any, wait, I forgot something. Hold on. I just stopped that. Let me stop. Let me roll it back. I can do that. Because I did say that I had an Ask Nyomi letter, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I did say that. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Don't go nowhere. I did say I had an Ask Nyomi letter. So here we go. Oh, I am so sorry. All right, so I had this young man that DM'd me over there at Ask Nyomi. He DM'd me. He said, "Hi, Naomi. How do I get a wife to French kiss me? It's not that she does not want to. It's just the last guy who she was with many years ago left her with a bad experience. The more I try wanting, she pulls away and get this look on her face like she's grossed out. I wish grossed out, and he gets giggles with it. He said, but I would love to still give her a good passionate French kiss. Please, can you help?" All right, so what I had told him is that, if you see that and you see that grosses her out, then you probably need to stop doing that until she's comfortable with doing it to where she approaches you. Allow her to have control of that situation, of that intimate moment. And better yet, sit down and talk to her and ask her exactly what happened. You know what I mean? And the way that you kiss her, ask her what do she like and what she don't like in it. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's traumatic to her. So if she can remember it now and it's giving her then it has to be very traumatic for her. And she's supposed to feel safe with you, correct?
Yes.
Exactly. She's supposed to feel safe with you. So what I had wanted to do is I had wanted to open up to try to get your advice, because I told him that I was going to have it on today's show. And I want to see some of your comments to see, what your advice to him was. But that's what I told him. I said, you know what, you really have to sit down and allow her to have that moment to herself. Can you put it on chat? Allow her to have it to, for her to be able to come to you, to say it, that she's ready for that, and find different ways that you can bring it back bring it to your relationship where she feels comfortable, where it's passionate to her as well. And it's, find out what she wants, find out what she likes, think about her. And if you do that, then it's gonna be good. I'm telling you, sit down and talk to your woman, talk to your baby, and find out what it is so she can feel safe with you and give her control. All right, so again, I'm sorry, I just got so off and so with it, but I want to thank again all of you that are there. I see T Brown. Hey, baby. Christopher Henry. Hey, how are you, baby? All right, so I'm going to close this out. Again, I said thank you so much. Again, I will see y'all next week. As I always say, be good to one another in yourselves, and always keep it sexy.
I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. OG boy. Then we hustle.